Hello, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Diamante. It has been a little bit since we have caught up. So anyways, get ready with me to go to Epic Universe and stay tuned for all the juicy tea. The jump scare to whenever I pan to the next clip when I do these get ready with me catch up videos is always like crazy. So anyways, let's go ahead and do this. I'm actually in a prime today because I'm gonna be outside all day and it's gonna be hot. So I wanna make sure everything like stays in place. So anyways, I guess I should catch you guys up on what has been happening for the last month and change of my life. So as you guys know, I did prep you guys for the break that I was taking because as I told you guys with the job that I had, I wanted to make sure to tell you guys that I definitely was not gonna really like have time to film long form content, which is the reason why I like even took a break in the first place. So I guess I should start you guys off on what I've been doing for the past month and a half. So I guess first things first, thank you guys so much for wishing me happy birthday, those of you guys who remembered. I got tons of messages and I'm really grateful for you guys. I can't believe I'm 29.
So it's my birthday.
Right now.
Right now.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Schmidt. I'm 29, folks. What's up? 29? 29? Can you please not tell anybody I just did that? That feels...
That is like a crazy thing to think about. Like the fact that I'm like knocking on 30. I don't know. I've always really looked forward to 30 because of 13 going on 30. Like that movie, Jennifer Garner, it's like iconic. And yeah, from what I hear from my friends that are already 30, I hear that it's like the best years of your life, but I feel like every person in a different decade tells me that about their respective decade, except your 20s. Like everybody tells me your 20s are crazy and it's all about like figuring out who you are. And so anyway, I usually get like sad around my birthday, and this year I actually like really didn't get sad, which I was surprised about. We're gonna keep it very demure on the eyeshadow, I say as I pull out my Patrick Ta eyeshadow palette. It is by far my favorite palette, but since I'm wearing pink, I figured I could do a little pink moment today. I know a lot of you guys are probably gonna be wondering like what my mysterious side hustle has been. And so now that I'm not working there anymore, I can tell you guys what it is. So I was actually like in the car selling business for the past month. It's actually like not anything I ever thought that I would be doing. I do have a lot of like family and friends who have been in the car industry. So when I got laid off, I obviously needed a job that was going to be helping me make a substantial amount of money like during the time that I was looking for a job. So I wanted to make sure that like I had, you know, just something in place in the meantime. And so as I told you guys in the last video, like I got laid off like that first Thursday of May, and then legit that Friday I already had the job at the dealership. So as you guys know, I did ask my friend if her husband could do me the favor. It was a really far location. I had to commute an hour and a half to and then an hour and a half from every day, and the hours, guys, were not fun. Like I totally get what people say now when they say that they don't really see their family when they work in the car industry, because that's literally like how it felt. I'd wake up so early. It was just a lot. Anyway, I'm obviously like really grateful I had a job, but yeah, it was just insane. One thing I will say that I was not very prepared for, even though like my friend and her husband like did try to warn me about it, was like how like male dominated the industry was, and also with like the area that I was in Florida. I was not prepared for like how toxic the environment might be, especially because I obviously feel like with this being an election year, people have been very vocal politically about certain sides that they're on, and like I just feel like it doesn't matter like what political party or like who you voted for or anything like that that you're affiliated with. I don't feel like I should see any kind of paraphernalia that is associated with how you identify in the workspace. So that was one aspect of my job that made me very uncomfortable. And also, I kind of remember this from when I was at T-Mobile many moons ago. Not like fully, but I feel like just the way that people speak to each other in those spaces is not very professional. And so that was like another like big jump scare for me that I know my friend tried to prepare me for, but I was not like mentally prepped for that. So it was, I can't even say it was an adjustment because I truly like felt uncomfortable like most of the time that I was there, but definitely not something that I was used to. I will say I definitely was pretty surprised because, as I told you guys, you know, my friend's husband was like, you could definitely make more money than what you're making at your current job here. And so I genuinely was really excited about the potential to make a lot of money at this place, but I very quickly realized that it just like obviously is hard work, and I don't discredit anybody from doing that. But I will say that my friend's husband also did tell me that it's definitely one of the slowest like months in like car sales history that he has seen in a long time. So that aspect of it was very stressful because obviously you're commuting like 3 hours to go to work and you're expecting to make money and like sales and stuff like that, and then like you don't. And so I was wasting a lot of time and money like on commuting that I definitely didn't want to do. Which brings me to my next point, which is that I'm sure you guys are wondering why I'm talking about that in the past tense. So by the time you guys watch this, I am like batch filming a lot of different content right now, but I would like to assume that by the time I post this, I will have started my new job. So wish me luck because I am really, really excited. I actually did land a new job in a corporate marketing place. It is another startup, which I'm very excited about. The reason that the job came about was, I don't know if you guys remember, but I'm gonna link it like in my last like get ready with me from 2023, I think, where I talk about my boss leaving. So when she left, she went to a different startup, which is like an eating disorder recovery startup place. And she's been there for a while. And so one of the people that she worked with there actually went to a different startup. And so obviously, like when I got laid off, a lot of people were like reaching out to me and, you know, like keeping an eye out on opportunities for me. So obviously my old boss, who is still a mentor of mine, a lot of people who are alumni, me included, like still keep in contact with me and vice versa. And I still like count on them for mentorship because at the time when I started my previous position, I was one of the youngest members of the team. And so specifically like women in marketing and like people of color in marketing and like having those relationships has been key to my growth. So all to say, she actually had sent me this position and she was like, hey, I used to work with this person over at my job. If you're really interested, like let me know and I can make an introduction and hopefully you get an interview. So that's exactly what happened. So when I got back from Puerto Rico, I actually like had my first interview with her. She was very nice, and you know, nothing that like I hadn't already heard from my previous coworkers, because a lot of my previous coworkers actually went over to that eating recovery place. So I was super excited obviously to meet her, and right away like she had just like really like kind vibes about her. And so all to say, I kind of like felt like we would be a good fit to work together. So anyway, the week after I got back from Puerto Rico, which was Memorial Day week, like I think I started that Tuesday at the dealership. And then I believe that Friday or the Friday after, I literally had my second interview. The thing was that the interview process, like sometimes, especially at startups or like in any professional environment, sometimes take a little bit, and they usually have like a few rounds of interviews. So like every interview I would literally like be anxious and nervous about if I was gonna hear back. Yeah, I was like a nervous wreck for like a month, I'm not gonna lie, like just super stressed. But all to say, the week before my birthday, I had like the final interview, and then the Friday before my birthday, because my birthday is June 23rd, I actually got the call that I had gotten the position. And like, it's just really crazy on how it all came together, because I just feel like I don't want to get like too religious, because I want to be able to respect like everybody's beliefs. Like if you believe in something or higher power or whatever, I truly have been like trying to like manifest the next perfect place for me, like obviously somewhere where I can continue to grow. And a big thing that I felt like was missing when I got laid off was like proper mentorship, because I didn't really feel like I had that. I felt like it was very much like everybody's to themselves. I feel like I was able to be a good mentor to my direct report, which was very fulfilling for me. But there was something that was to be desired on my part, because I just felt like I wasn't learning anymore, which is why I had already even been actively applying to other places, like even before I got laid off, for about a year and change. So throughout this time, I've obviously been like really turning to prayer and spirituality. And I will say, for the first time in a long time, I just feel super connected to Source. And I really feel like, especially with my grandparents and stuff like that, I really feel their presence in so many things. Like, I don't want to really go into this too much in detail because I'm kind of not embarrassed, but anyway, long story less long, I one day was driving home from the dealership, and there was like this really pretty sunset, which I'll insert a picture of here. And so I was like, I'm just gonna like turn off the radio and I'm gonna like talk to God for a second. You know, I was talking to him, and I guess I like missed my exit. Well, I finally like realized I missed my exit, and I turn around to make a U-turn, and what do I see on the right hand side? A church. Literally, like, I was gagged. I will say it definitely felt like, and like I said, maybe I'm Delulu and that's okay, but it has helped me like with my mental health this past month being Delulu. I felt like it was really like a sign from God, like I heard your prayer, and literally that same week I got the job offer. So I feel like it just was really meant to be. I really feel like what's for you will never pass you. I just feel like really grateful. I legit, when I got the job offer, I cried. Like, it's by far the best pre-birthday present I could have ever gotten. Every day I am so grateful about it, and I don't know, I just feel like really at ease with everything. Obviously, with like how unstable the job market is, like I know that like me getting a job so quickly is such a big blessing. So I don't take that for granted. And I know this because one of my coworkers who got laid off like back in February just got a job recently. And I was thinking to myself, gosh, like 4 or 5 months is like a really, really long time to not have like a 9 to 5. And I hope that it's not me. So I feel really blessed. I just feel really grateful for the fact that like my old boss, like, you know, put in such a good word for me, and I would not be where I am professionally if it wasn't for her. And so I am just grateful that like I met her and like for her mentorship, because truly I don't feel like I would have gotten out like onto the other side of like getting another job if it wasn't for her. And so I feel like everything in my life has like lined up perfectly for me to take this position. I will say it's definitely exactly in line with like what I want. Like it's very like purposeful work, which as you guys know is very important to me. And I'm just really looking forward to like being able to make a positive impact in like a certain space where people really need the help. And I'm looking forward to feeling that new sense of purpose again. So yeah, so that was the tea I wanted to give you guys on that. And yeah, so I actually like obviously like wanted to do the professional thing and give my 2 weeks over at the dealership, because obviously like I don't like to burn bridges anywhere. Like I'm just a professional through and through. And I gave my 2 weeks like this week, and long story less long, this has nothing to do with my friend or her husband, but they kind of like wasted my time on the day that I got back to work, because I had a day off and then I had called out sick because I was like, I had a lot of back pain and I legit could not drive. Long story less long, they told me like not to come back, which again is like not a big deal for me. I actually kind of feel like it's a gift, because I really feel like Genesis specifically has been telling me that like I need to take a break, and I guess I see that now. So that place was like really rough on me mentally. And anyways, I am just really happy that now I have this time to like reset and, you know, pick up my fitness and like health habits that I had before, get better sleep, work out, and just like take a mental health break and create content in the meantime for you guys that I wasn't able to do before. So all to say, I am super grateful like that I had the job in the first place, but truly I feel like they kind of did me a favor, because I was not a fan of that commute or that environment. Now granted, like this isn't reflective of like everybody at the dealership. There are some people there who were very kind to me, and honestly like who I feel like if I saw them out, I would still like say hello to. So this is nothing towards them. Okay, so anyways, that's that. So other news, I just finished up a school term, which is another thing that's been obviously keeping me busy. I am going right into another school term. Lou is also starting a school term. He's actually like wrapping up his bachelor's, so he'll be done towards the end of the year, which I'm very excited about for him. And yeah, like that has been something that's been keeping me busy as well. Obviously, like because of the job schedule that I had, I was not able to make a ton of content. I have not really like had time even to like go to the parks and stuff. But I will say, you know, I especially like I'm so grateful for my friend that helped me get the job here. Like she has been so supportive and like just checking up on me, and like we had lunch one day like while I was at the dealership. Like she came and we had a really nice time, and she has just been like super supportive of me. So I will say that aspect of it has been really nice. It's just like I feel like especially when you are going through a tough time, you know, you really get to see like who your friends are. Like in general, my friends have just like really checked up on me so much since this whole thing has happened, and like I really feel like that speaks volumes to the kinds of friends that I have, because like you obviously want friends that are with you like when things are like good in your life, but you also want friends with you when things are not going well in your life. And so Anyways, as you guys know, I'm not just gonna give my friends my flowers. I definitely feel like the person that we definitely need to give flowers to is Lou, because that man has been so supportive of me this past month. Like, he has really been my rock, and I feel like if anything is like a preview of like what marriage is supposed to be like, I feel like me going through this has like really prepped me for marriage, because especially like when you're going through something rough, like whether it's like losing a job or losing a loved one, which are both like things that I can check the box on that have happened since I've been with Lou. I just feel like he is just so steady, and like he's so grounding for me, and truly I think my mental health would probably be in shambles if it wasn't for him. But like, he has been through the trenches with me, like every day, like asking me how things are going, like being that person that like I can vent to, which has been amazing. And also like, he has been so supportive. Like, he has made every single breakfast and lunch every day that I had to go to the dealership, waking up super early with me. Like, he has just been amazing. And so, all to say, choose like who you are going to go into your next phase of life with, like marriage, carefully, because everything is good when it's sweet, but when it's not, like, yeah. So all to say, I feel grateful for the man that I chose and the man that God chose for me. And obviously my grandparents seem to really like him, because that came through in the reading that I had with my psychic. And let me tell you something, guys, the psychic, like down to the day, got when I was gonna get a new job correctly, which I was like, not that I was taking it as gospel truth, because the future is so fluid, but she is amazing and I highly recommend her to everybody. I wish I could like recommend her to you guys, but the thing is, I kind of have to gatekeep her a little bit, because like I need her to be available for me, like whenever I need a reading next. Okay, because I cannot go to the parks without my favorite blush on, which reminds me, guys, my favorite blush is this KKW Beauty blush, which obviously, as you guys know, does not exist anymore because Miss Kimberly Noel Kardashian is divorced. And all to say, the classic peach blush is my favorite, and I don't know what I'm gonna do when I finish it, because it is by far my favorite like peachy blush. I'm going to have a panic attack, because like, what am I supposed to do when I don't have the blush anymore? It's literally my favorite blush, and I'm kind of nervous about wasting it, but at the same time, like, life is too short. I should enjoy the blush. So if you guys know of any like really good peachy blushes that are very similar to the classic peach that KKW Beauty has, please let me know in the comments, because I obviously like need to start my search now before I hit pan and like completely run out. But yeah, it's like legit my favorite blush, and I don't know what I'm gonna do when it finishes. So I'm kind of like sad about that. Now that like I have a steady job again with like a normal schedule for me, I am very much looking forward to the rest of the summer. I have lots of fun things planned already in July, like legit my entire July is booked, and I don't even know how that happened. I mean, I'm excited just to be able to spend time with my friends, spend time with my family this week. You guys will see it like in the Wagobi vlog if you guys have not seen it already. I'm gonna link it here because I think that video is gonna go up before this one. It is 4th of July, like the week of 4th of July. And my sister's birthday is coming up as well. So I'm gonna be going down to SoFlo to see her as well, which I'm very excited about. Val is gonna be 17, which is like, I don't know where the time is going. When I met her, she was just a little bean. And I say when I met her because we were not raised together. I didn't meet her until I was like 21. So it's just insane because she was tiny when I met her. So I'm very excited to go see her for her birthday. As you guys know, I really try to make it my mission to see my sister as much as possible because she is a young adult, and I feel like having like women in her life is very important. Also because our biological father is like not around like at all. I feel like it's very important for me to show up for her in that sense, because I want her to know that like even though he's not around, like she still has family that will show up for her. And so she looks up to me a lot, and you know, she even teaches me, like there's lots of things that like, you know, happen like when we're with each other that are even like healing for my inner child. And so I am very excited to see her, and it's just like amazing to watch her grow. I know you guys are definitely curious about like how the weight loss is going as well. The weight loss has been pretty like much on maintenance for now, which I cannot complain about. Maintenance and then losing like a little bit of weight. So I'm not like too like anxious about that. I know that as soon as my new insurance kicks in, that I will be back to slow and steady wins the race. For now, I'm okay with like being able to take my medication twice a month and just like giving my body like rest from being on intense medication. So that aspect of like my life has not really changed, except for like working out, which I'm obviously like working on these next few weeks before I go back to work. Oh, so another thing that I wanted to say was, I know you guys have been asking about wedding planning, which I honestly had like put on pause for a little bit because of like the stress of my previous job. I just didn't feel like I had the bandwidth to really plan a wedding. So I'm hoping that now that I have a new job and like definitely more money to play with a budget, that I'm gonna be able to start that process. I would love to be able to like book a venue before the end of the year. Yeah, that's another thing that's on my to-do list this year, because Lou has really been like asking, and honestly like I'm very much at the point where I'm like, I'm okay with like just doing something at church and like calling it a day, but Lou has been the one that's like, I feel like our love needs to be celebrated, which I think is very sweet and very like Pisces coded of him. Not that I also don't feel that way, but I'm also like fine with like just like doing something tiny at church. For me, it's more so important like for me to complete my final sacrament as a Catholic. Like that's more so what's important for me. Obviously like I would love to have a big wedding if I could. Not a big wedding, it won't be a big wedding. All to say, I'm very excited to start hopefully planning that. Another thing that is going pretty well right now is Chico has been doing really well. So thank you guys so much for always checking up on him. But yeah, I am very excited to have a really nice summer and to be able to hang out with my friends and like make content for you guys, obviously, because this has been like such a good outlet for me. Let's go ahead and set my face. I want to make sure that this stays on. Should I go matte? I think I should go matte because it's gonna be hot and humid outside. Okay. Let's do Road. This one is in the shade Press, and I actually like really like the formulation of it. And then this one is in the shade Toast, this little lip gloss. So we're gonna just do like a very light moment, which I love. A lot of people have like complained that the Rhode lip glosses are grainy, and I haven't really had that experience with this one. But anyway, the combo is Press and Toast, and I really like it. So anyway, I'm gonna go do my hair and then I will come right back. Okay, so final look. I did not like put heat on my hair because it's gonna be really hot today. So anyway, I kind of just like brushed it out and I'm just like leaving it as is. But I just wanted to say, obviously, like I know that things are like tough out there. Like everything that's going on. I promise that there's always like something bigger and better in store for you. What's tea for other people is testimony for me, and I truly feel like everything has a way of working itself out. So I'm really looking forward to this summer and just making lasting memories with my friends, and I can't wait to just get back to regularly scheduled programming with you guys. And if I haven't said it already, then please make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments below what other videos you guys want to see. But anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye.